60-unit complex at the center of unfounded Venezuelan gang takeover claims could soon be closing. Thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5 this Friday. I'm Micah Smith.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Glad you're with us tonight. Attorneys representing the property owners agreed the edge of Lowry should be closed.
But the ultimate decision is up to a judge. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta spoke with Aurora's new city attorney about the intricacies of the court hearing, the timeline for a potential closure, and what will happen to the people living there.
What started as a criminal nuisance complaint could soon lead to the closure of the edge of Lowry Apartments. A property thrown into the national spotlight after this video showing gunmen in the halls was followed by claims of Venezuelan gang activity. At a hearing Thursday, lawyers representing CBZ management agreeing this property should close. The reasoning, one the city of Aurora and city attorney Pete Schulte thinks is clear.
There has to be significant criminal activity that is being ignored.
Schulte says that's exactly what happened. Although Aurora police won't connect the problems to a Venezuelan gang, Chief Todd Chamberlain sent this letter determining the edge of Lowry has become a criminal nuisance property, highlighting carjackings, home invasions, even aggravated assaults. Which is why the city attorney is working toward getting it closed. The final decision up to a judge to sign off on. Ultimately, why do this?
We have to take care of our individuals living in our city, right? When it becomes a public safety issue or a criminal nuisance issue, the city's responsibility, my office, my administration is going to take steps. We're going to be aggressive about it. We need to take steps to make sure people are protected, that they're being taken care of, and that we don't have management companies or property owners that are ignoring the needs of their residents.
And is that the message that you really want to send property owners, management companies?
Yeah, absolutely. That, for lack of a better term, there's a new sheriff in town.
And Schulte says he wants to do things the right way, making sure the families who live here have time should a judge order the edge of Lowry close.
It's not going to be overnight that we're going to close these properties and give people just a few days' notice.
Still, some worry about what could happen to those who call this property home.
I think it can be something positive, but the city absolutely has to make sure that each tenant first moves into another home.
In Aurora, Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
The next court date is January 13th, which is when we expect to learn more about a potential closure. If that happens, tenants would have at least 30 days to vacate. The property would remain closed for 1 year while it's remediated. We reached out to CBZ management on X. They said they had no comment.
Going in depth, 6 months ago, CBZ managed 4 apartment complexes in Aurora. But if the edge of Lowry closes, it would mark the end of their role as a landlord in the city. In August, Aurora officials shut down a CBZ property at 1568 Nome Street. It was declared inhabitable. Meanwhile, 2 other CBZ properties, including a building in the edge of Lowry complex as well as Whispering Pines, which was nearly shut down due to unsafe and unsanitary conditions, are now both under a court-appointed caretaker after CBZ's owners defaulted on loans tied to the property. This doesn't mean the end of CBZ's legal battles. Last month, the Colorado Attorney General's office launched an investigation into the company. The city of Denver tells us they owe more than $85,000 in fees for the conditions of their buildings.